So since Friday, I think it was, let's see here. So since Friday, May 28th, Elon Musk has been shooting, boy. This dude has been shooting. So Friday, May 28th, Elon closes his deal for $44 billion to acquire Twitter, and the dude has been on a rampage ever since. The changes that he's been making are just like out of this world. Allegedly, he had restored Kanye West's account after making some anti-Semitic tweets. So after I digged into this a little bit, it turns out that he didn't reinstate the account, and the account was never permanently banned. It's just that the Twitter company, before Elon acquired it, had decided to limit his tweet for a certain period of time, also removing the tweet in question, making those anti-Semitic remarks, and that his account was always going to be reinstated after some time, and Elon Musk had nothing to do with that. But apparently he has said that he would be willing to bring back a lot of people who have been banned, such as Trump and other conservative voices that have been silenced by Twitter's, what's the word? What's the word that would be fair here? I guess the Council of Censorship at Twitter beforehand made some decisions to silence some people, ban some certain accounts, and Elon believes what he calls his true free speech. He should allow a lot of these people back, to a lot of people's pleasure, to some other people not so much. So what I find absolutely crazy is that Ye goes off on this tirade, which he's done every few years now, allegedly right before an album drops, because this might be some kind of publicity stunt, but he's also been wanting to get out of the contract with Adidas, which he claims is overreaching or overstepping on his creative process, and I guess not carrying out the vision of what he saw Yeezy being. So wanting to pull out the contract, but being under contract and not being able to do so. A lot of people are claiming that this is a stunt in order to get them to drop him, since he can't exit the contract on his own. So since then, he's been dropped by major brands. I mean, the dude's been dropped by Adidas, which is probably what he wanted in the first place, but also other big brands like Balenciaga and many other brands, because his brand is kind of gone nuclear at this point and nobody really wants to be associated with him. The thing that I can't understand is that the fans are actually getting together and creating a GoFundMe page for a dude who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars to get him back to his billionaire status, because clearly that is so important for some reason, as Ye has stated, and I guess his fans believe it too. Something about being a billionaire is important to your influence in the world. Oh my God, bro. And of course, you know that Kim Kardashian had to slide in and make some remarks talking about how we don't stand for these remarks and she's against everything that he's saying and X, Y, and Z. But I don't know, it seems like the family has been involved with a lot of controversy over the years, and they're not exactly shy with getting involved with something a little spicy, but it's an opportunity to virtue signal a little bit, show yourself as a good person, make everyone believe that, you're better than everybody else. But, maybe it's a genuine remark, and, maybe it's not something to be judged, but I just find it, kind of interesting. So in light of what I was talking about with the fact that Elon wants to remove permanent bans on a lot of people, including our former president, Trump, he wants to create something called a new council, a censorship council, that'll have a bunch of diverse voices that will, what he believes is going to do a better job of policing people on Twitter, whether that's, limiting their ability to tweet, getting rid of accounts altogether. But I guess his overall vision for Twitter in the future is to allow people to say what they really want to say, whether that's quote unquote harmful or hate speech or, whatever. He feels like people should be allowed to say what they want to say, and that we shouldn't be censoring everybody. And that if something is a lot of people think like if something's a terrible idea, it won't catch fire, which is also the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's lots of things that have been terrible ideas that have caught fire and have spread throughout human history. But he feels that people should be allowed to do this. So this is what he's going to do, and he thinks that his censorship council is going to be some kind of new, better, more improved way to allow that to happen, because, There's people who feel that they're really smart and they always think they're going to do things better than everybody else. And you know what? Narcissism is at an all-time high. Narcissism is at an all-time high in our society. There's never been so many people who believe that they're smarter than everybody else, that they can do everything better than everybody else, that, oh my God, of course Elon is reinstating Kanye. They're like the same person, bro. They don't think there's anything that they can't do. Why would he not allow him back on? Come on, man. So for Twitter as a company, it's interesting because it seems like Elon is really trying to do some things to improve the company. So what he's going to do is do a paid membership called Blue Twitter, where in the US we'll pay something like $8 a month. In other countries, it'll vary depending on, I guess, the economic power of that country. But people will get pretty cool features that a lot of people didn't have access to unless, if they were verified. Like verified accounts have priority replies. If you pay for that monthly subscription, you'll be able to get priority replies. There's also other things. You'll have access to longer form tweets. You'll have access to be able to post videos that are like 10 minutes long, which are going to be limited to 2 minutes and 20 seconds long for everybody else who doesn't have a Blue account. He's again trying to create a council that's going to censor people on a more fair level. Twitter has been frequently accused of very favoring the left or progressive ideas, letting people say what they want, as radical as they want to be. But it seems on the more conservative side, what is considered the radical right side, a lot of accounts have been banned, censored, limited, and I've heard this for years now, that people on the right feel that it has been unfairly limited. Again, example being Trump's complete removal from Twitter. In line with what he believes are going to be his improvements with the company, he's fired, I think, more than half of the employees. I want to get this exact figure right. So he's fired about 3,700 of 7,500 employees, claiming that he had to do that because the company was losing allegedly $4 million a day. I thought Twitter was profitable. This is absolute insanity. But anyway, he is claiming that since his takeover, that the monetizable user, so the people who are on enough that they're seeing advertisements and that those advertisements are making money, that number has been steadily growing. So user base has been growing, advertiser-friendly user base has been growing, apparently more quickly in the US than in other countries. However, the company is still taking a massive hit in revenue, despite all these improvements, that Elon's claiming to make. They're losing a lot of revenue because right now there's a lot of activist groups who are pressuring advertisers to pull out of Twitter, mostly because since Elon has taken over, coming on with his vision of freer speech, they have seen a uptick of, possibly racist or controversial remarks being posted on Twitter. So social activists are noticing this, pressuring advertisers to pull out of Twitter, and they are caving in and pulling out their advertisements, dropping their revenue even further. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Twitter in the long run. Right now, it's the Wild West. Elon's a wild boy. I think he's a really smart guy. Is he someone I feel like I could trust on a personal level? Not so much. But hey, he's done a lot for a lot of companies. He's made a lot of people wealthy with his increase in stock value of several companies now. And maybe he'll do the same for Twitter. Don't count him out. He's done crazy things with Tesla stock. He, was at least a co-founder of PayPal. The dude has the ability to generate a lot of wealth, so maybe he'll do the same for Twitter. Only the future could tell. I'll see you guys. Peace.